Good morning, good morning. So this morning I'm sitting with my pain and recognizing and reminding myself of how my old way of thinking, because I was conditioned to believe that things didn't come to me unless I struggled, I pushed through, and it had to be hard to achieve success and greatness, which is a bunch of crap, I'm telling you right now. Drop those beliefs if you can. They don't serve, they're heavy baggage, and if anything, they've caused many of us to live in pain, to continue to perpetuate something that's totally unnecessary. And we did not come to this earth in these human bodies to be stuck in misery. We're here to be in joy. And the beauty of life is you have the choice at every moment to choose love over fear, joy over dis-ease, fighting or peace. It's all something within you that you have the power to choose. Life was never meant to be so difficult. It's just how we allow the story to be. And so, doing things smarter, not harder, it should be the way. But it takes work and takes attention and mindfulness and recognizing what your patterns are, what your belief systems are, the story you created based on the stories you were told. What is your truth versus the truth you were told? If your parents, they work so hard. Do you remember the stories of, I had to walk up and down, uphill, both ways walking to school? I heard that a few times. I think it was kind of funny. In the snow, in the rain, in the horrible weather. So I suffered, so you should suffer. And that in itself creates this craziness that many of us, I know I'm one, like I said, I wouldn't know this stuff if I didn't experience it myself. So I just shared my personal experience. I was under the impression that life was supposed to be difficult. So I just owned it up, expected it, I endured it, I lived it. But I did learn something valuable along the way. I don't need to suffer for greatness. I don't need to suck it up, baby, because somebody else thinks it's difficult for them, so they believe the same for myself or for you. Just because you've suffered, just because you've felt pain, doesn't mean everybody else needs to or that you have to continue to. This is a choice. And it's a choice we make every single moment and every single day, whether we're going to go into those old stories and patterns. But until you change your way of thinking and you really get to the root of it and start working on it, it will continue to perpetuate. If your life is difficult, if you use words to describe the difficulty, you continue to speak and tell the story using words, oh, my life is so hard, oh, I'm suffering, it's not easy, it's difficult, it's challenging, I have obstacles. Just your language in itself is creating that, because words have power. And in order to let go, you also have to look at and confront what it is you need to let go. And those are those patterns. Choose the words you speak carefully, as well as the words that you hear in your head. Those thoughts become things. Words become deeds. So be mindful. Try to really tap into the moment and the presence of how you've created your own suffering, your own storyline. When we tell a story, we're reliving it. Why not tell a story that's a lot easier and gentler on us, as well as our future selves? Because in order to create an easier future, we have to be an allowance and acceptance of what has been, and use that experience for the wisdom, the integration of knowing I experienced something difficult and challenging because I allowed myself to. That was part of my lesson. What a blessing. What did I learn from it? What I do like, what I don't like, what works for me, what doesn't work for me, what aligns with my soul and what doesn't. That's all the past is a contrast, an experience, so that you could find your way along your path, your journey, wherever you're meant to be, in this moment right here. If it wasn't for that, you wouldn't be here. But that does not dictate the next step. It does not dictate what will be, unless you hold on so dearly to it that you're unwilling to receive. Because again, we don't need to suffer for greatness. Happiness is our birthright. It's a choice. And we can stay in our stories or recreate and allow. So, feel the joy and ease and allow yourself to receive. Gotta do things smarter, do them less harder. Give up the fight and shine your light. Gotta do things smarter, do them less harder. It's not as difficult, that's just in your mind. Try to do things smarter, do them less harder. Once you let go of the fight, your life will be light. So let's see. What can you give up in your life that's been holding you back or keeping you confined and disallowing your ease, keeping you stuck in your dis-ease? Don't be misled. Our minds are the biggest. Our egos and our minds can be our best friend or our worst enemy. Don't be misled. When fear speaks, it's always wrong, unless being chased by wild beasts. And when love speaks, it's always right and usually bouncy. Game on, love the universe. I really like this card today, because this is the truth. When fear speaks, it's always wrong, unless being chased by wild beasts. Or it says wildebeest, actually. I mispronounced that, but that's okay. I think you were trying to rhyme. But when love speaks, it's always right, and it's bouncy, it's light, it's fun, it's playful. That's why it said game on. Get out there and be playful. You're going to find if you let your inner child out, you stop holding on to all those lies, those mistruths, those stories that we were told that you need to suffer for your success, which is a bunch of crap. Let that stuff go. Your inner child can guide you if you let her back out or hurt him. Your inner child just wants to play, and that's what life is about. It really is one big play. We're not talking games that are negative. We're talking the types that go, look at the butterfly. Imagine how it flaps its wings. Look at the flower and how it blossoms, and how it emotes this smell, this aroma that brings something beautiful out in me, that when I smell it, that flower impacts me as I impact it. Like, really be in the awe, in the amazement of life. That is what the game of life is about, is really truly harnessing all this beauty, all these blessings, all the miracles that are around you at all times. You can see the ease or you can find the dis-ease. But my recommendation to you is that you feel into your joy, feel into your ease, and allow yourself to truly receive. Let yourself be loved, and then extend that love out to everyone else. So much love. Have an amazing day.